Hey, what's up guys? Shantan Janessian here with My Home Group. Today we're talking about if you're a buyer out there shopping for a home and you're getting charged a transaction fee. We're going to get into all that, but before we do, I'd really appreciate if you guys would subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm just here giving you guys some real estate content info, whether you're a buyer or seller, and just hopefully it just helps you guys out. Okay, before we get into it, just to give you guys a heads up, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for posting this video about a transaction fee, but I'm going to keep it going because it's to help you guys out. So what is a transaction fee? If you're a buyer, right, and you're meeting with your real estate agent and they say, hey, we have a transaction fee that goes along with having me as your realtor. Like, for instance, it's to protect you and have all your files and all this stuff docked away and saved in case something happens in the future. It's like a storage / transaction fee, storage fee of all your paperwork and stuff. And it's also, you know, to do all the paperwork and have all your brokers and everyone keeping an eye on it and just making sure everything is okay, right? Well, so how do I dive into this one? It's kind of, how do I say it in a nice way, a BS fee. It's kind of like how, so my cousin Ari has a YouTube channel, Boston Automotive Consulting. He's a car broker, and he talks about how car dealerships have a documentation fee, right? A doc fee, where they're going to draw, it's like a $4.99 fee where they're going to draw up all the documents and all this stuff and charge you $4.99, okay? It's a BS fee. So when you're at the dealership and they show that fee to you, you pay it and you're like, I know this is BS, but you know, it is what it is, right? And he kind of talks about in one of his videos, I'm not sure, I'll probably link it in here, if you're out car shopping, how you could get around it or what the best tips are or just whatever the case may be. So when it comes to real estate, the agents are going to say, yes, it is a transaction fee because I'm getting charged this. Now, it's not always they're getting charged this. Some of them are, but it's kind of just extra money where they could kind of pay their broker fees and all this other stuff, right? So, is it justified? That's up to you to figure out. That's really not my job to say, hey, it's right or wrong. But just to let you know, it is a fee that you probably don't really have to pay. You could kind of object to it and say, hey, I don't want to pay this. Can you waive it? Some agents will, some agents won't. I may have I've never charged a client, but I may have said, hey, there is a fee, because usually you could get a seller to pay for it. So if you're a buyer, you put in an offer, within the closing costs, you can make the seller pay for it. So that is another option. But it does go back to the agent because the agent's going to have to pay his fees and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever gotten to the point where I made a seller pay for it either, just with a deal, it's never happened. And I just kind of never felt right doing it. I may have told people, hey, you know, there is a fee, we're going to get the sellers to pay for it, but I probably never went on and did it. If I have to any of my past clients, I'm sorry. But I don't think I have. I seriously don't think I have. So let's talk about, what is the agent going to say? Okay, so the agent's going to say, well, this is a fee that we charge because we have superior service, right? We are so superior than everybody else, so we're charging you a fee. That's fair, right? Because you go to a nice Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, you're paying for more of a service, right? So you could look at it that way. I look at it as like, hey man, I'm giving great service no matter what. So, I mean, and you're saying you're representing me because you give great service, so I have to pay more for this great service. So some people are gonna use that, and that's justifiable if they're super busy and they can only work with a handful of clients a month because they're just super, super busy. They're gonna charge a fee just to see how serious someone is. So that's, you know, that's kind of justifiable too, I guess, in that sense. But ultimately, it's really up to you if you want to pay it. It is not a set thing that you do have to pay for. I just want to let you guys know you can. If you feel like, hey, this person deserves it, I'm going to pay it, great. No worries. I actually had a client say, hey, I'll actually pay it because I think you actually served us really well. I don't, you know, I made enough money on the deal, to be honest with you. I really didn't care for an extra $500. Not saying I don't like money, I do. You know, we are in an industry where we do make good money, but just, you know, I wasn't going to take their check after the deal was done. So it is up to you what you want to do. You could always push back, or if you're like, hey, this person definitely deserves it, I'm going to pay him. So it's totally up to you. Hopefully this video helped. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of flack and hate from agents for blowing up the spot, saying, hey, it's kind of a BS fee in my opinion, but it is totally up to you as the buyer to see if you're okay with it or not. So if you guys have any questions about it, please feel free to hit me up. I'm just here trying to help you guys out in any way possible. See you guys next time. Bye.